What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, and I'm very happy we are back with today's episode. And it's gonna be for all my pregnant mummies because I want to share with you my own experience. How did strength training or training in general help me during the labor and postpartum recovery? And I think this is quite important to talk about because I also work with many pregnant females, and they also asking me like, how do I feel it helped me? Because the benefits of training during the pregnancy, all of my clients, including myself, they will tell you, yeah, I really feel good afterwards, especially during the third trimester when the energy is dropping back down again. There is actually a study found that weightlifting or exercise in general during the pregnancy can help you bring up the energy levels and mood and just make you feel good and more alive. I got pregnant very unexpectedly. I had no idea I'm pregnant, so everything just turned upside down in a few seconds when I did my pregnancy test. But at the time when I got pregnant, I was in my very, very fit era. I was very strong. I was lifting heavy. I was actually preparing for bodybuilding show. And when I got pregnant, obviously the first and hardest part was the mindset. Get ready for the pregnancy, be at peace with the fact that I need to slow down, that I have many months ahead of not pushing into failure every set and pushing my boundaries and doing competitions and all these kind of things, that I just need to slow down. And believe me or not, if you are someone like me who is used to train, it's hard. It is actually very hard. But one thing, if you are a mom as well, if you are pregnant, one thing I would say, definitely get this mindset right as soon as possible, because it will help you so much to get at peace with it, relieve some kind of anxiety, some kind of frustration, and at the end of the day, you will enjoy this phase as much as if you wouldn't be pregnant. Obviously, I have to say, I always speak to moms who have uncomplicated pregnancy, who actually feel good, who are not restricted from exercise, because I know cases like this. I know moms who unfortunately had risk pregnancy or just couldn't do anything in terms of like exercise. And so the pregnancy journey can be so much fun. Honestly, you firstly learn so much about your body. You building again a new mindset, you maturing in the gym in a new way, because you just need to obviously adjust your training somehow. Maybe you can't do certain things. You obviously need to slowly like deload and focus more on function. We usually have like these goals to get stronger, and suddenly like it's not the goal. Like, what is the goal right now? It's the function, to have a pain-free pregnancy, feel good, be mobile, and prepare for birth and actually for recovery, to maintain the strength throughout those months. And so as you do this throughout the pregnancy, you will just learn so much about yourself and about your body, how to work with your body. And if you obviously are pregnant, if you are not sure how to adjust your training, how to train, if you want to spend this time in pregnancy in the best possible way, and you are not sure how to structure your training or what to do, you can always drop me a message. You will find the links in the show notes, so definitely get in touch with me. I work with many pregnant moms who are, for example, runners. They never lifted barbell. I have now mom, she's 36 weeks pregnant, and she never did barbell squat before until she started to train with me in third trimester, and she loves it. She loves training. She can't wait to after a baby to start like properly and rebuilding, recovering, and she says as well, like, it makes me feel so good. Even though she trains maybe twice a week, it's still enough. Yeah, if you're not sure, definitely get in touch with me. You will be in the best hands. I will take care of you, and I will make your pregnancy journey unforgettable experience. And with that also comes a lot of birth prep. For example, when I'm talking about this client of mine, she actually now told me, we talk a lot about birth, and she told me she wasn't taught much information. Feels like they expect her like to go with it. And I also had a client in the past who was exactly like this. She was basically okay with not knowing anything pregnancy. It's everyone's choice, obviously, but she knew like, oh yeah, they will take care of me in hospital, I don't need to worry about it, which can be true. But if you are someone like me, I'm in general person who loves to be prepared, you know, and I know you can't be really prepared for anything that happens during the pregnancy, during the labor, or during the postpartum, but you can know what are the options, what can happen, how to be prepared, and what you can expect from different outcomes. And so that's why I love to have chat about these things. And as well, I was myself, I wasn't told much, you know, I learned a lot through reading the books, watching some videos, doing some hypnobirthing classes or antenatal classes. But in terms of training, so as I said, I was in my very fit era when I got pregnant, and firstly was the mindset adjustment. You know, I really had to put myself straight. Obviously, it was frustrating. You suddenly like can't do all the things, or just they feel like uncomfortable, just like don't want to do them because they don't feel as they used to. Training is just changing, you know, but it's very fun. It can be very fun. So what I did, I obviously first trimester, I got hit by the train. I found out I'm pregnant. I was 6 weeks pregnant. And after a week or two, I got completely knocked out for 2 months, probably for a whole first trimester. I don't remember what was going on in my life and everything. I was just walking zombie. I had to go to work. I had to teach classes like spinning and body pump, and no one knew at the time that I'm pregnant, and I felt so shit. I never slept so much in my life. My partner, he loves sleeping, but I remember I was here on the sofa and I was just sleeping all the time. I just couldn't move. I had no energy, and it was so frustrating because I'm someone, as I said, I work in a gym, trainer, coach, fitness, cycle to work, active all the time, on my feet, and suddenly zero, nothing, nada. And so it was first like I was like, fuck, like I need to be gentle, be kind to myself. And then eventually what happened after a few weeks, towards the end of my first trimester, I actually did something many people say it's completely crazy. I did Turf Games. And if you don't know what's Turf Games, it's kind of like CrossFit style competition here in Dublin. But anyway, I did Turf Games 14 weeks pregnant. I heard so much bad rap on me from my colleagues' work, or even from judges at this competition who were telling me actually 1 minute before we went for the workout, who were stressing me like I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't this. So obviously it got into my head. I felt guilty because I was like, fuck, like what if I'm doing really something bad? But it was fine. I didn't do nothing wrong, obviously, because I know my body, I know what I'm capable of. I had there my friends, obviously, who were there next to me, helped me. I knew I can't push myself to complete failure, which I didn't. I had good fun, great memories. It's actually super empowering, you know, to do this at 14 weeks pregnant, and everything was fine. And this just assured me that training during the pregnancy is okay. Pregnant moms are not disabled moms. It's not any condition. It's natural thing. It's very much safe to train during the pregnancy. It's very beneficial for your labor and for your postpartum recovery. Now, obviously, the difference is going to be with your experience. As I said, for example, I've been training many years. For me, it wasn't nothing new. I was doing same thing I know I can do. I was just maybe slowing down. I would do it less over time. And for example, my client, she used to run. She never lifted barbell. She never done barbell back squat. And yet she started to lift weights in her third trimester. So it's very possible. It's safe. Obviously, she might not be lifting same weights like I did. She does very light weights, empty barbell, or maybe just light weights on each side. Just what feels good. Her form is perfect. We always check in feedback. How is she feeling? I made sure that she knows how to use her core, how to breathe, how to protect their core. And that's also something that she said that she didn't know before. So these are all little things. You, again, focusing on function. You mainly focusing on strength of lower body. You're focusing on strength of back, for example. You want to train your core some way, for example, on your all fours, some kind of these diaphragmatic breathing exercises. Do also loads of glutes, because they get very weak during the pregnancy and also postpartum and also actually during the labor itself. These are all like things you want to focus on. First trimester can be different for everyone. Many women are just wrecked, whether you are sick or not. I actually wasn't sick, but I was just very tired. First trimester, I actually didn't train for like 3 weeks at all. Then I went to do turf games. And second trimester was actually very enjoyable. The energy was back, I felt good. Sometimes bump wasn't still completely there, like it was growing a little bit, but many people still wouldn't say I'm pregnant. So a lot of times I would actually forget that I'm pregnant. So training felt good. I could come back to my kind of style of training, keep maintaining the weight. Obviously I wasn't pushing hard like for failure. I was really going how I'm feeling, Do I want to do 3 sets? Yeah. Do I want to do 4 sets? Yeah, why not? Do I want to do 10 reps? Yeah, maybe. Whatever. I was just really like focusing on how I'm feeling, get something done, enjoy that moment, enjoy the ability of moving my body. And then third trimester, slowing down little by little, because the energy is dropping, the mobility, the bump is growing. So there might be really simple training. I did really few simple things over again, focusing on glutes. I did squats, I did RDLs, I did loads of hip thrusts with dumbbells, pulls, rows, shoulders, then obviously the diaphragmatic breathing, and also a lot of mobility and relaxation, because it's good to lift weights, but especially if you are someone like me who is also like really lifting a lot and like gets tense all the time, third trimester is definitely important to implement some relaxation and mobility exercises if you haven't already before, but you want to really make sure you're like feeling good. For example, I got some hip pain in the third trimester, so I focused on really like hip mobility to relieve the pain. In a few days it was gone. And then also relaxation after training, for example, to really just slow down, lie down, relax, especially like your pelvic floor, because when we're lifting, we like bracing the core, we bracing the pelvic floor as well. Everything can get very tense, and as you're coming close to your labor, you want to be able to learn how to relax, because if you are in a labor, you are tense, you will not birth your baby. You need to learn how to relax your pelvic floor so the uterus can push your baby out. And these are all the things you will learn during the training as well. How to breathe deeply, how to use your breath during the pushing, have the stamina. You can get the physical strength for sure during the training, which you will definitely need, but also the mental side. If you learn, for example, during the training how to push yourself to the failure, or if you ever experience some very hard training when you're really pushing yourself through the shit, that's exactly what kind of is happening during the labor, completely different level, but it really helps, whether it's mental side, whether it's physical side, it really helps with all the aspects during the labor. Again, this is something I help with my clients a lot, give you some tips how to tune into your body, how to use your breath, during different phases of labor. Why we do the mobility as well, because some of the movements we do in mobility are basically birthing positions. More you get into these birthing positions, you learn more about your body, how you're feeling. When you are into the labor after, you feel more comfortable, you know how to move, what position to take, which one of the positions feels good. That's the other thing, a very important thing I found very beneficial for the labor. And then the postpartum recovery. In terms of postpartum recovery, to be fair, I was surprised. I was fucking surprised like how my body felt. No matter how long I trained, no matter how strong I was, after giving birth, especially my core, my glutes, I was so weak. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I thought I'm gonna break in half. Like there was nothing. And it's actually like insane how the body feels. But again, strength training helps because muscle memory, and it might feel very slow, the progress, and obviously gentle, because after giving birth you need to give yourself time to recover. You really can't think straight about performance. You really want to focus on right things, which is recovery. Take it easy, get in tune with your body. You can obviously start to do some things like the breath work again, then slowly progressing to some core exercises, implement some glutes, just body weight exercise, and then eventually adding some weights, light weights, etc. As I said, it can feel very hard, and it will. It definitely was like learning every exercise again. That how hard it was. Now look backwards, it was quite empowering. You really learn so much about your body, and my fitness right now, 16 months postpartum, is at completely different level. And something I was talking about recently on my Instagram is one thing that I really see as a big benefit that I learned during the pregnancy, labor, and postpartum is training my core and learn how to breathe. Now during the postpartum, I'm way more stronger on my deadlift, squat, and fun crazy thing is that I never started to use lifting belt again because I don't need to. I know how to use my core. I know how to breathe. I rebuilt my core again. I was really focusing on core rehab very consistently, but mainly I learned how to use it throughout these exercises. Every exercise is core exercise, but most of the time we just don't know what it is. Engage your core, like engage your core. I remember when I used to do classes myself, not as a coach, I remember always coaches saying engage your core, but no one fucking knows how it's done. So this was one very beneficial thing. This is again what I teach my clients, really to take responsibility that first few weeks of rehab, because then the progress is coming gradually, but it's there and it's so empowering. So this is what I would say on strength training and pregnancy, postpartum, labor. Hope you get some information, some tips, some motivation. As I said again, if you are pregnant or even postpartum mom, definitely reach out to me if you need help with your training. Now, before I say goodbye for next episode, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel, comment, like, just support me. I would love to see your feedback, and I talk to you in the next one.